Hey, what is up, docs? Ryan G here, and I am so excited that you're joining me. I wanted to share a story with you that happened to me. It was probably 2021 that this happened, but it just popped into my mind as I'm sitting here watching a sales training about making sure that you're actually communicating effectively with your perfect patient. So here's what happened. I was in a ton of pain. My back was killing me, had a really bad night's sleep, woke up, I'm like sitting in my chair complaining to Tiffany about how much pain I'm in. But the problem was, it was a Friday. It was a Friday and my chiropractor is gone. He's off on Friday. He's not available, so there was nothing I could do. So as we were sitting there, Tiffany is like scrolling through Facebook and she stumbled across an ad from I don't know, I guess he's a chiropractor, but he didn't promote himself as a chiropractor. In Tampa, scheduling appointments, and it was like $29. So I jumped on, I was able to schedule an appointment for that day. So I was super excited. Like, yes, this is the opportunity to get out of pain and have like a good sleep and be able to get through the weekend, not dying or agitated. So I drive an hour away to go to this office, and I walked in, filled out the new patient paperwork and stuff, met the doctor. And first off, let me say that the doctor was very rushed. There was nobody else in the office, so it's not like he was behind or anything. And I showed up on time to my appointment. But if you've ever talked to people before that just seem like anxious or a lot of anxiety, that's kind of how the guy was. He asked me a few questions, had me like bend over, which every chiropractor does, like touch my toe kind of thing. And then the guy just said, yep. This is it. You have an SI joint problem. And I was like, okay. And then the guy went on this like 10-minute tangent about SI joint and how he wrote the book. He kept saying, I wrote the book on SI joint. And I finally said, after like the fifth time he said, I wrote the book on it, I said, what's the book called? And he goes, well, I didn't write an actual book. Well, then you probably shouldn't tell people that you wrote a book. If you didn't write a book, stop telling people that you wrote the book on this subject. Like, it just lost a lot of credibility. So then I'm sitting there in this, on the exam table. He's sitting in a chair, and he's like very quickly explaining what is my problem, what's wrong with me, why it's wrong with me, how he can help me, how he's helping NFL players and baseball players and all this stuff, and his patients are getting amazing results. He's telling me all this stuff, but as he's telling me, number one, he never asked me any questions, very few questions in the beginning, but it was him telling me what my problem was instead of me internalizing what my problem was and actually perceiving him as an expert and somebody that understood what was wrong and had a solution to fix it. He also used a lot of technobabble or words that I did not understand. And at the time, I wasn't working in the chiropractic kind of marketing industry. We were running our firearm business. So I didn't know a lot of this stuff that I know now. And I just remember, because I have such a background in sales, I'm noticing all this stuff and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, this is technobabble. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. You're pointing at the skeleton diagram and you're saying these things, but I don't even know what you're saying. And then finally he brings me over and he pulls out his piece of paper. And again, I've only been there for 15 minutes or something, pulls out this piece of paper. And he starts going through all my options. Option one, I can do nothing. Option number two is I can, choose his care plan, which is going to be $6,000 a month. And then or $6,000. And the guy goes, which one's better for you? And then he just stares at the paper. And now listen, man, I was a door-to-door salesman. I have been doing this forever, right? I've been doing this forever. It's that awkward silence. It's whoever talks first is the one that loses. So I'm sitting there and I already know, man, like I've taught this to hundreds of people in sales training. I've taught this. So, and I just thought, let's just have fun here. So I'm just going to be super quiet and we'll sit here for a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And we'll just see what the guy does. So I'm just staring at him while he's staring at the paper, and 1 minute goes by, 2 minutes goes by, And then finally the guy looks at me and he goes, so which one is better? Do nothing or choose the care plan? And I said, do nothing. And he goes, oh, wow. Okay. If you can't afford it, you can go to my competitor down the street. He's not going to do as good of a job, but he charges less money. Now, let me ask you guys a question. All these chiropractors on here listening right now. Do you think that by insulting me on my ability to pay for this or not, do you think that moves me closer to a sale, or do you think that moves me further away? The truth is it actually moves me much, much, much further away, because now I'm thinking, F you, buddy, F you. And I actually said to him, he said, oh, you can't afford it. You can go to my competitor down the street. And I said, actually, last Tuesday, I spent $25,000 on a phone call. Hold on one second. Kingston, come here. Stop it. I said, actually, last Tuesday, I spent $25,000 on a 1-hour phone call with a famous entrepreneur, so I can definitely afford $6,000. I said, so it's not the money that's the issue. And then the guy was like, okay, have a nice day. And then I just got up. I walked up to the front, paid my $29 fee, and I left. And I was very upset because, again, I was in a lot of pain. I was not having a good day. And then this guy was not listening to my problem, talking over me, not explaining things in a simple way that is easy for me to understand. Kingston. I think the people are here to mow my lawn, so he always freaks out when they come. Kingston, come. So, what's the point of this episode? The point is, the more you talk and the less you listen, the less your patients are going to trust you. It is your job as the chiropractor, as the medical professional. Ultimately, your job is that of a salesman. And the mistake that a lot of people make is that they think sales is talking, but sales is actually asking really amazing questions and getting your patient to internalize and share the answer so that they believe what is being said. You know, if you're just talking at your patients about this is the care plan, this is what you have to do, and you're just giving these bold statements, people are going to hear it, but they don't necessarily believe it. But if you're able to get the patient to say it, like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, can you see how if we do this, this, and this, that you're going to get better, you're going to get a better result than you've already had? And if they say, yes, I do believe that, okay, so now they've actually internalized that they believe that that will actually work. But if you just tell them, if we do this, you're going to get better, they're not going to necessarily believe that as well, because you said it, not them. Yeah, it was a very interesting situation. I left not very happy, but I thought it was something that was really important for you guys to understand is actually, and here's the other part that's super critical. You need to deliver a result before you ask for the sale. Like, I've had back surgery. I always get the name wrong. I don't remember what it's called, but I call it a mild discectomy. Again, I don't know what the hell it's called, but it was on my L4, L5. So I had that surgery. I've probably been to 50 chiropractors before. I've had steroid injections. I even had steroid injections under an MRI so they get like really close to the nerve or something. I've been to physical therapists. I've been to all this stuff, but I'm still in pain. Every single chiropractor that I've been to told me that they've had patients that had my same level of pain and they were able to fix it, but they all lied. The surgery that I got, they promised me that it was going to help, but it actually made it worse. The injections, they said it was going to help, but it didn't do anything. So the thing is, my level of trust is very low for doctors who are telling me they can help me because you've already proven to me that you guys can't. So by this doctor saying, like, yes, I can help you, that doesn't actually do anything for me. I don't believe you because there really isn't any proof. I want proof. And it goes back to the other previous episode where I talked about risk reversal. You know, spending $6,000 is a tremendous amount of money, especially when you're not the first person I've done this with. So how are you going to, if you want me to take the risk of trusting you, what skin do you have in the game? Like, imagine how much easier it would be for this doctor to make a sale if he said, hey, listen, it's $6,000 and I guarantee you're going to get this result within the next 9 months, or I'm going to refund 100% of your money. Now, there's a famous marketer, one of my mentors, his name is Jason Fladlien, and he holds the world record for the most amount of money made in a day through a single presentation. And I think it was $57 million in a 24-hour period from one online presentation. So the bottom line is this guy knows a lot, and he knows a lot more than you or I. But Jason Fladlien says that every single statement that you are making, you must prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you're making a claim, let's say in the business opportunity world of our average student makes $50,000 in the first 30 days, prove it. Show me a bunch of testimonials. Show me the case studies of overwhelming evidence that a bunch of people are making that much money. If you're a chiropractor and you're saying 83.6% of our patients receive less nerve, numbness, tingling, and nerve pain at night within the first 3 months, prove it. Show me how you compile that data. Show me all the patient testimonials. Listen, we've had 10,000 people go through this thing, and we had 8,600 people that had a positive result and had a 36% reduction in nerve pain, by 3 months or whatever. Show that. Like, you're a lawyer trying to build your case, because I don't trust you. Just because a patient shows up in your office doesn't mean that they trust you. It's called sales resistance. They've got this resistance inside of them because they've been screwed so many times. And now you're Joe Blow chiropractor who's saying the same thing, making the exact same promise that every other chiropractor has made. And in that patient's mind, they're thinking to themselves, you're full of crap. The guy down the street said the same thing, and it's been a year and nothing's happening. Does that help? Do you guys understand kind of what I'm saying here? You've got to do a better job of really communicating effectively, listening more than you're speaking to that patient, and then helping the patient have the epiphany in their brain instead of you just telling them what they should believe. You need to change their belief. And one of the biggest ones that I'm a huge believer in is you need to get them a result before you ask for money. So that doc, I was in so much pain when I went to this SI doc that it's very hard to listen to his sales pitch when I'm dying in pain. But if he would have brought me over and adjusted me, he didn't want to adjust me until I agreed to the care plan. But if he would have brought me over and adjusted me, eliminated the pain, and then was like, hey, does it feel better? And I'm like, yeah, it actually does feel a lot better. Okay, cool. Let me show you how we're going to eliminate the pain so that it never comes back. This is our super duper secret sales care plan, and it's only $6,000. Dude, I would have busted out my credit card so flippin' fast because the guy already proved to me that he could do something. But when you're just talking and not listening, you're using technobabble, so now I'm confused. You're being aggressive, right? When I'm just trying to get out of pain, dude, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you're not the only doctor on the planet. I'll go find somebody else. And I did. I found somebody else who's great, and I'm totally, very happy with that decision. Yeah, so I hope that helps. All right, guys, if you are a chiropractor who wants to attract more new patients who refer their friends and family like crazy, I'm going to give you my cell number. I want you to shoot me a text, 813-789-9868. That's 813-789-9868. Shoot me a text, but promise no weird pictures. We'll jump on Zoom. We'll see, I'll kind of listen to your problem, figure out what is going on, see if it's even possible for me to help you, and then we'll kind of go from there. So until next time, docs, keep moving forward.